Our next comedian is a complete mystery to me. I mean, I've asked around, I've gotten second, third opinions, but, you know, I can't figure her out. Is she a strawberry blonde? Is she blonde? Is she a ginger? My dear audience, this is for you to decide. Calling her comedy brand a nervous boy with a vagina, please welcome Ashley Sengstaken.
It's not coming up farther. Now it is. Hello. So we're just going to start with a quick poll. On 3, just everybody scream out what you think my hair color actually is. So like 1, 2, 3. Okay, so straw blonde is what I got from that. So good sign. All right. So just gonna talk to you guys a little bit. I'm pretty nervous right now. I've never done anything at like this scale before, so it's a little nerve-wracking. And when I'm nervous, I stutter a lot. I have a hard time completing my sentences, and I get like nervous sweat. I'm very damp in many areas right now. Is what I'm trying to say. And it's not something I'm ashamed of. It's just that like I have to be aware of what I look like in front of other people while I'm like talking to them, because it'll happen in just like regular social interactions. Like I'll be fine, I'll be dry, I'll look like a human, and then suddenly like I'll be talking to someone, and then my celebrity lookalike goes from like a Kathy Griffin wig on top of a plank of wood to Louis C.K.'s forehead. So that's the process, my physical journey. So I have a couple stories for you guys, and what I'm about to tell you is true. And I feel like it's kind of like weird for me to preface it with that, because I don't look like a what I'm about to tell you is true kind of person. Like I don't think that's my vibe. Like has a story so wild that's almost unbelievable. Like I feel like my vibe is like it's like an extra in a yogurt commercial who knows a lot about hypoallergenic lotion on her resume. Like, so like I don't seem very interesting. Like I don't look like I've like masturbated in a waterfall or anything. And I feel like that's also a pretty good indicator that I'm not very interesting, is that I think masturbating in a waterfall is the height of adventure. Like, you know, it'd be really fun is whacking off alone, but with more bacteria. I'm not very interesting. A lot of people have like interesting things to say about me, though specifically about like my appearance. Like when I was younger, someone said you are a 4, but your personality makes you a 6. And when I tell people that now, they're like, oh. No. But then when I ask, so what am I really, they just smile. And yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like you're in the hospital and like the doctor comes up to you and is like, you're not gonna die yet, but you're like, but am I gonna die soon? And they're like, it's like that. Like I feel like smiling instead of an answer is still an answer. Like I said earlier, I don't think I'm very interesting. But I have like funny moments in life. Well, not funny. It's like pathetic's, I guess, a better word. But okay, so, this is my analogy. I feel like God is a stand-up comedian who's like in my life is a series of jokes that he's pitching to his friends that he's writing a web series with. I'm gonna do some acting now, so hold on to your hats. Hey Ashley, yeah God? Wouldn't it be funny if you spilled coffee on your pants and that reminded you of how you peaked in high school? No, God, I don't think that'd be funny. Too late, it's the cold opening. I feel like that's kind of my life vibe at the moment. I'm actually very lucky. I don't have a lot of real problems. A lot of my problems are things I just invent. I have anxiety, which basically means a Woody Allen movie took a shit on my heart. It's like I feel like a frightened garbage all the time. And for those of you who are fortunate enough to like not know what frightened garbage feels like, it's like that feeling when you like show up to a party and like dress and heels and everyone else is wearing t-shirts, like that I deserve to die moment is like a pretty constant feeling for me. So I started smoking the pot to help cure my anxiety, I guess. Before I started smoking weed regularly, I was kind of like a dog on the 4th of July, like fuck! But now I'm just like, well, fuck. So that's better. Yeah. I recently got a Zoloft prescription, an antidepressant prescription, and my psychiatrist actually said I should have been on antidepressants since I was 13 years old. And now that I like look back, it makes sense because like in high school I wore a lot of blazers and talked about liking The Great Gatsby like a lot, which is like the biggest cry for help there is. Yeah, I should have known I was like anxious and depressed when I started talking like a woman protagonist on a cop show, you know, like one who's like smart about crime but dumb about love, you know, like I used to say things like, it's okay if I'm unlikable, I don't need friends, I have my work. And my work at the time was telling people jokes I heard on The Daily Show the night before, but then taking credit for them. Like a lot of people have like history of mental illness in their families. I certainly do. My dad is a very, very anxious person, and my mom has like struggled with depression in the past, and their parents both had problems, and so forth, so on, all those things. But I just feel like, I don't know, I kind of want to like spice up that situation. I just wish that like when people talk about like history of mental illness in their families, that they also like said it like old-timey British kings. You know how they talk about their families in movies, my father, Dave Sengstaken of the California Sengstakens, like to obsessively clean coffee pots, like that kind of thing. But that's just an idea. That's just like food for thought kind of thing. Another problem with anxiety, because that's basically the only problem I have to talk about, is actually talking to other people about it. Because, like, I don't know, like anxiety and depression are kind of like the American plague right now. Like a lot of people have it, a lot of people suffer from it, which is very unfortunate. And a lot of people, like, especially when it comes to anxiety, think they have it because it's hard to tell sometimes between like anxiety and being stressed. It's very reasonable, it happens all over. But like this one time, I told someone like, yeah, I was diagnosed with like extreme generalized anxiety disorder, and they were like, oh yeah, I'm anxious too. The thing you have to do is when you feel like you're going to have a panic attack is just tell yourself to relax. I had a similar reaction, which was just to pause and then chuckle in a frightened way. Because I don't really understand how that person could like think they have anxiety when their relationship with panic attacks is the same relationship I have with jury duty summons. Like, if you ignore it, it will go away. Because like the whole point of mental illness is that it doesn't really go away when you want it to. It's kind of like, you know, like herpes or climate change or Donald Trump or like, you know, people who think Manchester by the Sea was a good movie. Another aspect of anxiety is I think about death a lot. I like to I like to plan out different like death options I have, because as like, you know, everyone knows that the scariest part of death is like the unknown factor. We're all familiar with this. This is a liberal arts school. We've all smoked weed in a graveyard. We've been through this phase together. So like the latest like death detail I've been obsessing over, because like, and death details for me are like, if I die because I was hit by a car, what kind of car would it be? Like that kind of stuff. So the latest death detail I've been obsessing over is what my last meal would be if I were about to be executed. And I haven't really thought about the crime I would commit in order to be put on death row, because I already know it would be just to assassinate the person who thought segways were a good idea. I think, a little disclaimer about that, I think segways were just designed to embarrass tourists, and I think they're hateful. So I would just be seeking justice. But yeah, so anyway, like I'm thinking about the last meal before I'm like, going to be executed. And I have to say it would definitely just be the biggest bottle of vodka they could find. Like that would definitely be my final dinner. Because if I'm like, like aware that I'm like about to go to my death, I would definitely not want to be conscious for that. So I would like drink it all, and hopefully they'd like have to like help me walk to the table or chair or whatever because I'd be too drunk. And I hope at that point, like I still get drunk, like I don't know, like a college girl, because I don't know, I want them to be like sticking the needle in me, and then I turn to the doctor and be like, "Can I tell you a secret?" Because like eyes closed is a very important factor of college drunk. So I'd be like, "Can I tell you a secret? I'm not wearing underwear." And then I'd puke and then I'd die. So that'd be kind of like the chain of events. So I'm just gonna finish up here. So I have a cute little list. This is a list of reasons why I think I would be a great tugboat driver, or captain, if you will. So I'm just going to read that for you. Feel free to agree. You can only agree, so that's only your only option. So here we go. So reasons why I should be a tugboat captain. 1, I hate others. 2, others hate me. And 3, I hate myself. All right. 4, I know nothing about the city of Boston. 5, I would bang Paul Revere, or even just like a really good picture of him. 6, I've been told that Michael Phelps and I have a similar neck type, so I'm probably a good swimmer. 7, I'm very good at keeping the locations of dead bodies a secret. 8, I'm good at winking at people when they don't want me to. 9, I have excellent storytelling abilities. Like this one time, I saw a homeless guy masturbate in an alleyway. Number 10, my lips get chapped easily, so I already have like the look down. 11, this one's my favorite. I once got drunk on boxed wine and peed in the ocean, which is kind of like a tugboat captain's morning coffee. All right, 12, I also think Scrabble is for nerds. Scrambles aren't for nerds. All right, 13, I can talk with my mouth full. 14, I can tell the difference between roads and water. And 15, even I'm too good for Segway tours. That's what we call a callback, people. That's a callback. And then just like a little follow-up list. It's people who are not too good for Segway tours. Number 1, cargo short enthusiasts. Number 2, drunk people. And number 3, Nicolas Cage, but 3 years ago. Yeah, so that's my time. Thank you very much for being here. Bye.